The Bloodline keeps rolling and trashing all of Cody's friends and making him watch. And more Bloodline members might be on the way. Hikuleu has reportedly signed, Toma and Tonga's brother, so he could be on the way. Mark Henry is open for a WWE return. We'll see if he fits in today's landscape. And Logan Paul's getting sued for some words he tried to use for endorsing Prime. All that and more, hit that subscribe button. Spandex StandUps. Wonder if that's why C4 is the official energy drink of SummerSlam.
Oh, maybe. I don't even know what's going on.
So Logan Paul and Prime is being sued for use of Olympic and Team USA trademarks currently held by Coca-Cola.
Interesting.
So the Olympic committee's suing him, not Coca-Cola. I think Coca-Cola's like, I paid you the money for that. Go get him to stop.
Yeah, I mean, who's just putting logos on bottles without getting permission anymore? Like, who does that?
Right. And you know it's not Logan Paul. You know what I mean? It's whoever works for him.
No. So. It's their advertising team.
You're an idiot if the first thing doesn't pop off in your head is, we should check the trademark on that.
Right. Maybe they just thought, let's put out an Olympic bottle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's get into some more news up top. Bobby Lashley and MVP likely on their way out. Tamina was originally put in that group when the news broke, but they say that some insiders say Tamina could stay because she is more of like a mother figure for the whole women's division backstage. So they could see her moving more into like a ambassador role. Like hey, you make people happy, stick around.
Yeah.
You know? But they're talking about Bobby and MVP reforming the Hurt Business somewhere else.
Oh, interesting. Like in WWE or
AEW.
Oh, AEW. So they're leaving the company altogether.
TNA.
Yeah, I mean, I think Bobby Lashley goes anywhere else, he's a huge star. He's not the best character.
Because he's one of those that I appreciate him, but I don't really know where he fits in with WWE right now.
Yeah, unless he's just going to keep losing to put guys over.
Someone in their mid-40s should do.
But at this point, they don't really need a champion like him to make other champions. They've got all these other storylines going on. So, I don't think they'd have anything substantial for him for the next couple years.
Yeah, what you throw him with AJ because you got nothing for either one of them?
Right.
So it just sucks that some of these guys that had a big run in TNA and now they're doing the TNA crossover, they're not really getting to capitalize on it.
Right.
So, very interesting. Rikishi feels they haven't capitalized on Yeet yet. They said his son is killing it, and they're not really doing anything about it.
Well, he's killing it to an extent. He's killing it the same way that Elias was killing it.
Yeah.
The fans like the segments.
Elijah,
they like
on the indies.
They like the entrance.
Do you think a lot of this comes...
what does he think? What potential has Yeet not reached that he thinks? Let's be real. By main event Jey Uso,
yeah,
sure, he's a main event.
Yeah.
But the main event has shifted to where it could be the first thing fans see for a show in a program, could be the last thing fans see. Could be the first match, could be the last match. He's a great first match main eventer. That's different than being last match main eventer.
Who you can build a whole card on.
Yes.
Because, even the big match that they did this for, him against his brother, failed to deliver.
Exactly.
By all accounts.
Exactly.
So I appreciate Rikishi sticking up for his son. You got to do it. But, it's the same with the head of the table when Roman was getting screwed over. Sika was up there being like, you screwed over my son.
Yeah. True.
So, at least they care, I guess.
True.
I don't know.
At least they're still chiming in.
Yeah. So Mark Henry's open to a WWE return. Don't really feel like he fits in anywhere unless they're going to bring him back to do some backstage segments.
Yeah, or to be a manager or something. Yeah.
Contrary to what people said online, I enjoyed his backstage segments at AEW.
Yeah, it could be great.
And now it's main event. People ragged him for that, and I was like, that's pretty good. I would love to see the world's strongest man backstage.
I would too.
Hanging out.
Yeah, and he's a legend. He could only make the locker room better.
Have Carmelo Hayes go on this path of where he needs to get mentored and have Mark Henry come.
Absolutely.
Or Obafemi.
Obafemi would be great. Yeah.
Which dude is a great talker already, though. So that's awesome. Hikuleo signing with WWE. 6'8", brother of Toma Tonga and Tongaloa.
Interesting.
More Samoans on the way.
Which side do you think he ends up on?
He's got to be with his bros.
Yeah, so on the new Bloodline?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Got to be. Because I think eventually, hopefully, Jacob Fatu changes sides. So then it'll be 4-4.
Okay.
I'm hoping.
Yeah.
Wishful thinking.
We'll see.
News now is people expect Roman to return at SummerSlam.
At SummerSlam. Yeah, no, that makes sense. I thought it might happen before. So does he show up and support and help Solo, or does he show up and lay Solo out?
So the common thinking, not the common thinking, but one of the ways that I saw someone, like, you know how everyone on the dirt sheets wants to jump out and say, I know exactly how they're going to do, you know, but they don't. But one of the theories that I saw was very interesting is Roman joins to help Solo at first, and then he slowly infiltrates and has to take him down.
I see. So he shows up and he's on board.
Because Roman's calculated.
Yeah.
You know, like, he can show up and, you know, have that weird tension of, like, you helped me, but are we cool? And, you know, like, the way Rock and Roman integrated it with each other, I think they can do this with Roman. Because at the end of the day, they're all family. They're all bloodline.
Right.
But now we get to see the struggle for the head of the table.
Right.
The tribal chief.
Yeah. I just wish it was with someone else. I don't think that it should be Roman versus Solo.
Well, everyone's chanting that Jacob should be in Solo's spot.
Well, I mean,
go check out our YouTube channel. We have a great video about that.
Well, it should be Rock versus Roman, actually.
Yeah.
Like, it blows my mind. It's still... The thing that just isn't believable about this current Bloodline storyline is that Solo isn't the most... Well,
I think that's what they're doing it for. Isn't this the mini boss until the big boss comes back? The final boss?
I guess, but I don't even see Solo as the mini boss.
Oh.
He was getting his ass kicked.
He was dominant there for a little bit.
I mean, a little bit, but he was, in terms of matches, he was just losing. And then all of a sudden, he's like, losses come with consequences. It's like, dude, you've lost a bunch. What are you talking about? Yeah.
Our homie Jinder Mahal shows up in GCW. So his after WWE career begins. I hope him all the best, man. Braun Strowman is currently dealing with a knee injury.
Oh, bummer.
Yeah.
What are they going to do with Braun? I mean, what do you do with Braun?
Because here's what they're going to do is they're going to treat him like he's a monster, but he's never going to win.
Right.
So when is that monster going to... Because then he's teetering towards like Earthquake, Typhoon, Giant Gonzalez areas where you were massive and they could have done something with you, but they didn't.
Right.
And plus he's on the wrong side of 40. Big guy's knees don't hold up.
How old is he?
He's 42, 44, somewhere in there.
Yeah.
Those frames don't... Like, you can work out all you want to, but when a joint goes, a joint goes.
Yeah.
Especially big men like that have played all the sports. Mm-hmm. I mean, I'm 38 and played baseball and hockey and feel like I got to have a routine that some of these old wrestlers have just to get out of bed in the morning. Yeah. Can't imagine these lunatics still doing it. Let's get into some main event results. I'm loving how we got a youth movement in main event lately. They're really using that time before Raw to showcase some young talent. So this week we got Axiom, one half of the NXT Tag Team Champions, defeating Joaquin Wilde, who has become the jobber on main event for sure. I think his tag team partner's hurt right now, so they're just like, just go lose, man.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, when you're a low-end tag team and your tag team partner gets hurt, you are now a jobber. Mm-hmm. Tried and true tradition.
Jobbing it up.
I've been watching 90s, we talked about 94 SummerSlam, and I've been watching all the Raws around it because it linked up perfectly to where I recapped it for the show, but that also happened to be where I was at in my Monday Night Raw rewatch.
Nice.
And just the jobbers they had back then, man.
Yeah.
They were fantastic.
Yeah.
Matt Hardy, Jeff Hardy.
Yep.
Brooklyn Brawler. Bastion Booger.
Yeah.
He was another big dude that they're like, you're hideous, man. You're just going to lose.
Yeah.
Poor Typhoon's on the losing end. He's been getting fed to Crush. It's great. I love it. I miss
God bless the
jobbers. And then the other one, we had JC Jane defeat Brindley Reese.
Those are a couple names I haven't really heard before.
Yeah. Speaking of NXT, it's our NXT recap. Thea Hale stepping up to Roxanne. Looks like she's next in line. Two young superstars that have a bright future ahead of them.
Mm-hmm. I think Roxanne holds it for a while, though.
Yeah. No need to rush. She's 21. No need to rush her to the main roster. Yeah. She doesn't need that road life yet.
Yeah, I think she keeps...
You got 20 years to destroy yourself on the road, kid. Speaking of destroying yourself on the road, Brooks Jensen is playing this unhinged character. Mm-hmm. Fantastic. Yeah. And it's showing that Josh Briggs has some range, too. Being that friend that's held accountable. Like, hey, man, I vouch for you.
Yep.
If you screw this up, you screw this up for everybody. So I'm loving that dynamic. They got former tag team. You know, they split them up. One handled it well. One did not handle it well. Mm-hmm. And then Ethan Page is the champion. Can't go around the corner without Mensa just attacking him left and right. So they're keeping this story going. Yeah. Ego finally had to break into Ava's office last week and do something about it. Trick Williams had an interesting interaction with Pete Dunne last week because this lone they're doing the lone wolf, but Pete Dunne the bruiserweight edition, attacking Sheamus, I don't care about you. That was great. Well,
it's just the Pete Dunne we've wanted to see for a long time.
Ruthless,
you know, just
break
ruthless.
Their fingers.
Yeah, just like a little cannonball.
Yeah. We're getting more group battles in NXT. You got the family, you got No Quarter Catch crew, you got Out the Mud, you got OC, just everyone battling everybody. They're putting Charlie Dempsey everywhere. He's going to be in Josh Barnett's Bloodsport. He's
huge.
great. He's a legitimate wrestler. He adds legitimacy to everything. He's bringing back that dry promo that his dad was really known for in the 90s. You know, other than putting his hand behind his back and sticking his nose up in there, he's giving us primo 95 William Regal right now. So I'm happy he's everywhere.
Yeah.
Let's get into some SmackDown. Cody mixing it up with Theory and Waller, keeping A-Town down under in the spotlight, even if they don't have the tag titles.
Yeah, this whole thing's boring to me.
Okay.
Cody right now is super boring.
I was going to ask you, before we get started in our Raw SmackDown, who's having a worse title run, Priest or Cody?
Well, definitely Priest.
Okay.
I mean, we watched Monday Night Raw where he almost killed a referee.
Yeah.
By the referee's supposed to clear the top rope.
Yeah.
He almost killed the guy.
Yeah. It was when we were watching it without missing a beat. I was like, "Oh, he almost killed a guy."
I mean, I even went to Google immediately after and Twitter to be like, "Okay, are we going to talk about this, Damien?" I mean, I'm not knocking the guy, but
that was a question that just popped in my head earlier today. I was like, I got to ask him who's had the because not counting Cody winning the belt, that was awesome.
Yeah,
but I'm saying since they both won.
Since they both
who's
won,
had the better?
I mean, Cody versus AJ was great.
Yeah.
Loved that feud. What'd they just do? Cody versus Logan Paul was great.
The one-off, yeah.
The one-off was great. But Damien, you can tell, I don't know, I just feel like all of these little things are getting in his head.
Yeah.
And, even throwing the referee over the rope, you can tell he's like, all right, I'm going to do this right. I'm going to do this right. I'm going to do this right. I'm going to do this right.
Just overthinking.
Overthinking it. So...
it didn't look like, they didn't time the jump right. He snatched him before the security got really, it was like 1, 2, whoop.
And then the dude's back leg kind of got caught on the rope.
Yeah. Did you see Lyra and Sonya?
Yeah.
That Lyra had to yell at her to let go because she was about to drop her on her head.
Yeah.
She's trying to powerbomb her. She had her wrap. She's like, let go. I was like, oh, Lyra just saved her neck right there.
But to go back to Cody, I don't know. It just feels a little too it feels too John Cena right now.
Okay.
Where they're
formulaic,
he's the good guy, and here are the Randy Ortons and the Kevin Owens, and these are the other good guys, and here's Grayson. These are the bad guys. He was
so mad they even put him in his street clothes this week, man. Mm-hmm. He came out in his athleisure wear.
Yeah.
You never saw Cena without his jorts on.
Right. So I don't know. I mean, Grayson and Theory.
Are they showing this to show that come SummerSlam, Cody's not going to have anybody? Because this ultimately led to the main event of SmackDown, Cody picking a tag partner to take on KO or to take on A-Town Down Under. It ended up being KO. Bloodline, surprise, surprise, comes out, demolishes KO in front of Cody again. So is this signifying KO and Randy just aren't going to be there for the guy?
Yeah, or I think, what they're trying to build up is people are tired of defending Cody at the risk of their own progression.
Even if it's a new addition, Bloodline's still bloodlining. Still putting people on the shelves. How many storyline injuries has KO accumulated from the Bloodline over the
so
years?
Many. Dude, they've been whooping him for 4 or 5 years now.
Andrade gets a big W over Carmelo.
That was a great match.
Word is he is in line for a big push after SummerSlam.
Yeah, I think Andrade needs to be a champion.
I'd be good with him in LA Knight feuding after LA obviously beats Logan Paul.
We really think that's happening?
I think they got to take the belt off of him, man. I think they have to.
In Cleveland, his hometown?
Oh, yeah. But
clearly, in my opinion, Logan Paul's next feud, I think, is going to be set up at SummerSlam.
So could someone cost him that match?
Yes. And I think it could be something that we're not totally expecting. I think it could be like a big... I think there's going to be a huge pop for whatever they have planned.
Yeah. Who's been gone for a little bit that could come back?
Ooh. Who's been gone?
Or who could they rebrand?
Honestly?
To take this dude out?
Lesnar.
Yeah.
If Lesnar came back and just flagged Logan Paul, I do think fans would immediately forget about whatever.
His name has been thrown around to avenge Paul Heyman with the Bloodline.
Right.
So if his name's already been thrown around for making it back at SummerSlam, setting up Lesnar, Paul at Survivor Series, that's pretty big. Or maybe the Saudis are requesting it for Crown Jewel.
Yeah.
Brock always pops back up for Crown Jewel.
Well, and again, it's a great feud. The Pauls are coming in saying, we're changing combat sports.
Lesnar's like, nah.
Lesnar's like, I did it first.
Only if after he beats Logan Paul in the ring, he goes and beats Jake in the boxing ring.
Yeah. I think it could be a great story. They have to be saving something big.
Yeah.
And if Logan Paul's going to lose, and I'm trying to think, who's the biggest name who's the biggest name we've kind of low-key forgotten about? And I'm like, well, I think
Zack Ryder.
I think John Cena would be, it's too early to pull that one. And
yeah, he already said he's not coming back. He's got obligations till the end of the year, which is that what they want us to believe?
But if you're going to bring back Brock Lesnar, Logan Paul, that's money.
I could see Cena, though, because then you don't really have to act on it till later on.
But what's the reason? What's the motivation?
Logan Paul sucks.
Yeah, and he's
Cena stands for all that is right in the wrestling world. We need one final superhero move.
No, so I like this. If LA Knight ends up taking the title,
we just need him on TV wrestling every week with that title on the line.
Yeah, and then we'll see whatever
you see Sammy doing it on Raw.
Yeah,
we need the mid card fighting. If you're not gonna have big matches, you clearly don't let your champions wrestle on TV. It is what it is.
Right.
Heavyweight champions. Your mid-carders need to be doing the work. That's what the mid-card is. Totally. To see if you can handle that pressure of the big title. Bianca beats Chelsea and then is confronted by Fire and Dawn. So we're still getting some Bianca, Jade. Jade looked she's either not good at being bored on camera or they're already trying to get her to plant the seeds of being bored with Bianca.
Yeah, maybe that's what it is.
I'm hoping that's what it is. Because every time she did her dance move, she kind of looked at Bianca like...
Yeah.
Like, I'm over this.
Yeah.
I want to punch you in the face.
Yeah.
So,
they're definitely setting that up for WrestleMania. That's going to be a huge...
I think... Do you think they get a rematch and then they lose again and that's when Jade gets pissed at Bianca?
Yeah.
I could see that happening.
Yeah.
Michin beats Tiffy with Bailey's help. I'm loving this little Tiffany, Nia, Bailey thing they got going on. And it's getting Michin on TV for a little bit.
Yeah. Shout out to Michin.
Yeah. She's on NXT. She's on Smackdown. Get that work. Is this ultimate? Nia's going to I think Nia beats Bailey.
Yes.
And then that's that whole dynamic with her best friend holding the briefcase. So now do they trust each other? What's going to happen? Whole other dynamic to it.
Yeah, and then Nia beats Bailey, setting up for Becky to come back to challenge Nia.
Think Becky comes back?
Yeah, and challenges. I think
I think we're not going to see Becky for a little bit.
Yeah.
I think she is perfectly happy being...
Well, I think she eventually
I see
comes
you're
back.
Becky, but I raise you Charlotte. I think Charlotte's close to coming back.
Yeah.
And I think SummerSlam would be a good one to come back to.
Yeah.
Or they're going to have to wait till Survivor.
But if Nia wins, she's just going to win it. And they're not going to mess with her afterwards. Like, they're going to let her have her moment.
I think they're enjoying this Tiffany wrinkle, and that's enough. Beat Bailey, have Tiffany looking at you with the briefcase.
And then set up Tiffany versus
Done
Nia.
deal. Yeah. This week, SmackDown is pre-taped because they will be in Japan. They're actually on the way to Japan now, so they pre-taped a bunch of segments. Cody responds to the Bloodline. Jade and Bianca confront Alba and Isla. And the only match that I saw a spoiler to is they have a gauntlet match for the new tag team #1 contenders. Surprise, surprise. Bloodline
Jeez.
are the #1 contenders for the tag team champions. So
All right.
short run for DIY, which is fine because I don't, you know how I feel about them being a tag team.
Yeah.
Over on the Raw side, CM Punk is medically cleared. We get him and Drew McIntyre and Seth Rollins as the guest referee. Love how they did that.
Yeah.
I should have seen it coming. Should have seen how Drew was disrespecting the referees. They needed to put Seth in it. I thought it was going to be a triple threat. I'm sitting here thinking Dom's going to be the special guest referee at SummerSlam.
Right.
Nah, Seth Rollins is. Because Drew has just been such a jerk face to these poor referees that are half his size. So now you got Seth freaking Rollins.
That's exciting. I mean, it's the match we've been wanting for a long time. We'll see what happens. I think we're going to get multiple of these matches. I think we're going to get, I think we get this match at SummerSlam. I think we potentially get another one at Bash at Berlin. I think we get another one at Bad Blood. And I think that the three of these guys are just going to be fighting each other in some way, shape, or form for the rest of the year.
I hope it eventually leads to our first triple threat Hell in a Cell.
That would be awesome. But I'm excited that we're finally pulling the trigger on this match, and I think we're going to get at the next few PLEs.
Because, I feel like Gunther's going to win the championship at SummerSlam.
Yes.
So let him and Damian fight for
and then he's going to walk into Berlin with it.
Yeah. That's instantly, that market will love that. So good call on that one.
Yeah, he's going to walk in there, and then it's all about who does
I truly don't want to give up on Damian. I want Damian to have his course run out, but I feel like he's got to go deal with the Bloodline stuff or the Judgment Day stuff. Because Finn looking more leaderishly. He's like, if Damian isn't going to be the leader of Judgment Day, I will be. So very interesting dynamic. Dom, JD, and Finn walking up, and then Mommy and Damian, and then could not care less Carlito bringing up the rear. So loving the layers they're throwing at this. And then Finn had him on a hunt for Jey Uso, which led to them getting the tag team champions against Sammy and Jay in the main event. So Mommy being like, "What are you doing?" Then you got that whole question of his mommy looking out for Jay, like what's going on? It did come to a little bit of a head where Rhea and Dom went out to the ring. Liv came out, who broke the internet with her outfit.
Dude, Liv's been breaking the internet every single week, bro.
Yeah, she's killing it. Respect. And then Dom with the "I hate you." Oh, that was great, man.
Yeah.
Rhea licking him back in the face, whispering him in the ear, like brought him right back into the fold. Liv walks off dejected. I was really hoping they were going to cut to her crying and then immediately just go.
Yeah.
That would have been better for the champion. Don't let her be this broken little puppy.
Right.
Use this anger and destroy some people. You've done all this to build her up. Don't immediately just let her lose her mind because Dom doesn't want her.
Right.
Stupid. Braun beats Ilya. We get a rematch. So now we see why Braun didn't win the IC title. They want him to do it at SummerSlam.
Yeah.
He's been breaking people in half with that spear.
It's incredible.
The Frankensteiner's amazing. They're getting his music right. It's not 100%, but way better. I loved his NXT theme. The sirens.
Yeah.
The dogs in the background.
Totally. That's what you need. The classic Steiner.
Yeah, man.
Mm-hmm.
But they're getting there.
Yeah.
The last version, way better than the two they had.
Mm-hmm.
And then the smoke everything up and let them come through, like getting there. Because I read an interesting article about how they think that's the one area Triple H is dropping the ball.
Music?
Is entrances.
Yeah.
Because CFO, they don't have the CFO making music for them anymore.
Right.
It's that weird band that was making everybody's music, but they were killing it.
Yeah.
So that's why I feel like they're coming back to some old themes that did better. You know, they brought Sheamus's old theme back. They're like, we don't want to make you anything new, okay?
Right. We can't afford it.
The older, the better.
Yeah.
All right? We get a new Wyatt Sicks tape. It was just Nikki Cross being weird.
Yeah.
But that Sister Abigail to Chad Gable was fantastic.
Mm-hmm.
Textbook, if you dare say.
Yeah. 100%.
Lighter ring gear. Do you see what they had him wearing as Uncle Howdy?
Yeah. I liked it.
Yeah. It shows they're evolving. Mm-hmm. Shows that this group is going to wrestle. Mm-hmm. They're not just going to be some big trench coat that Scooby-Doo's over into the ring.
Right.
Know? So I liked it.
Yeah.
They're doing a good job of keeping them in mask and out of mask too. Like just showing that they're lunatics.
Yeah.
They're not these actual characters.
Right.
You know, they're put on the mask because they're crazy.
Mm-hmm. Totally.
Sheamus and Pete Dunne. I'm liking this little layer. We were supposed to get Pete Dunne and Bronson. Sheamus was like, nah.
Yeah.
I got to kick him in the face real quick.
That was great.
Yeah. If you're going to do a screwy finish, just do it at the end. Do it at the beginning, I mean. You know what I mean? Like, go ahead and just kick him in the face. Don't give me a 20-minute match that I'm invested in and want to see a winner. If you're going to have a DQ, just run right out of there and kick him in the face.
Yeah.
Gives them all these guys something to do. I like it. They got the history. They're tagging in Bronson Reed for no reason.
Yeah.
But hey, you know. How do you feel about hashtag push Zelina?
Yeah, I mean, I love Zelina Vega.
Yeah.
I say push Zelina Vega.
She got to win.
Yeah, I mean, keep pushing her. I mean, she was the first women's Queen of the Ring.
Yep.
I believe.
Yep.
So I think they're pushing her. I mean, when you win stuff like that, typically other things continue to come.
Yeah.
That's one way for them to like put their stamp on you. So yeah, I think she's going to get a big push.
I like it. She got the win. I enjoyed Otis and Tozawa as faces, getting to do their thing again. Teamed with Xavier Woods because I was thinking of they crowned him king and didn't do much with him.
Right.
New Day is going to have a legacy unlike anyone else's, so he still is a part of that. So that's awesome. Teaming with Tozawa and Otis against Final Testament. They didn't win, but man, it was entertaining.
Yeah.
That's what they're meant to do. And I'm glad they got him away from just that abuse. I'm not going to lie to you. When Gable would start yelling, I'm like, I'm not here for this.
Yeah.
Sounds like every coach I had back in the day. I'm like, nah, man, I ain't here for that anymore. I'm an adult. I don't want to listen
I
to
love Chad Gable. I love every time.
I'm glad he's with the Creed brothers now. This is who he needs to be with.
Yeah.
Very interested to see what Ivy Nile does.
Yeah.
Who she goes with, because that's her friend, Maxine Dupree. Then we get interesting little layer. Jay and Sammy get a win over the tag team champions.
Yeah.
So what route are they going to go with that? You see them battling it out after Sammy drops the title to Braun?
Sammy and Jay? No.
They don't need to revisit that.
I think they stay. No, I think if anything, this is the beginning of Sammy and Jay rekindling their bond so that when Jimmy comes back, they're rekindling. When Rome, like, I think...
So you think Sammy's the fourth person battling the Bloodline?
I think Sammy rejoins the Bloodline
The good bloodline
when the time comes.
I would be okay with that.
And again, maybe even KO and them too, like, which... And
The
Randy,
side they fought.
which then causes Cody to be like,
What?
But they're the good bloodline now.
Yeah.
So that would add a lot of layers to it.
This is... I just don't... This just can't turn into White NWO and Wolfpack NWO.
Right,
Okay?
right. Yeah.
Not everyone needs to be involved in that.
Right, yeah.
Because I can see them doing it.
Yeah.
Next week on Raw, we get Gunter and Finn Balor. That's going to be a
That'll
great
be a
match.
great
I'm
match.
hyped about that.
I can't believe they're doing that on Raw.
You know something's got to go kablooey, you know?
Well, again, I think what they're setting up is, Gunther takes the title from Damian at SummerSlam, setting up for Bash at Berlin, a rematch. Or at SummerSlam, Priest walks away the winner because Judgment Day cheats, setting up another rematch at Bash at Berlin.
It at Berlin.
Yeah. But I think you want him to walk into that champion.
What I hope happens is Finn accidentally costs him the match at SummerSlam and then on purposely costs him the match in Berlin.
Yeah.
Because I want to see a Finn Priest debacle out of this.
Yeah.
With Finn taking over Judgment Day. You saw us. We want Bronson Reed in there as their muscle, him and JD. Dom can do whatever he wants to do. I don't really care about that. Carlito, I love him just being around. He's like the anti-R-Truth. I love it.
Yeah, he's the little jester. He's so funny.
I want to see him and R-Truth in a long-standing comedic feud backstage.
Yeah.
We get Lyra, Caden, and Chance against DeVille, Baszler, and Zoe Stark next week. We get Woods and Cross next week. That should be a good match. And then Seth freaking Rollins lays out these are my rules. This is what I'm going to be looking for as a referee.
Interesting.
Just a reason to get them all in the ring so they can start brawling.
Love it.
You know.
Let him brawl.
Yeah. Well, that's it for our weekly roundup. Sponsored by Project Nerd. Make sure you go check out all of their great content. Check out Drew Harrison Comedy on YouTube, Evan Berke Comedy on YouTube as well. We got some great clips, a lot of history, we just love wrestling and we love talking about it. So make sure you check that out and we will see you next week.